So good morning everyone and welcome to yet another edition of My Travel Money TV. Today we're going to look at one of the greatest overseas travel ripoffs, namely dynamic currency conversion, which right now probably doesn't mean too much to you, but by the end of today's episode we'll make sure that you aren't, caught offside on these super sneaky tactics adopted by overseas restaurateurs, train stations, or wherever it is that you may be. As I said, it's a very sneaky tactic that's adopted by millions of overseas outlets, and it's costing Brits time and time again. However, the good news is we'll show you today how you can avoid this really unnecessary ripoff. So, what is dynamic currency conversion? Whether you're at a Spanish tapas bar or you're paying for a train ticket in Paris, have you ever been given the choice? Do you want to pay in pounds or euros? The killer question. Even more mischievously, Cash Points on the continent will proudly broadcast the fact that they'll offer you 0% commission if you withdraw in pounds. Now, on the face of it, this seems like a really lovely gesture by Jose, the tapas bar owner in Madrid, or the ATM abroad. Perfect currency rates, hey, 0% commission, what can go wrong? Bad mistake. Choice in this case is not good and could end up costing you up to 6% on the purchase amount. So, always choose to pay in the local currency. If you're in Spain and they ask, do you want to pay in pounds or euros? Always select euros. When you choose to pay in the currency of the country that you're visiting, your bank at home or the credit card company, whether that's Visa or MasterCard, will apply almost perfect exchange rates plus a small percentage load fee. However, if you select to pay in pounds instead of euros, you're pretty much giving that tapas bar owner or that train ticket operator free rein in terms of the markup they're going to add to the real exchange rate. They'll decide the rate and they'll perform that currency conversion for you. And wow, from our research, they will go to town and they will apply an exchange rate from hell. So choosing to pay in pounds can push up the real cost of conversion by up to 6% plus. The only real benefit in paying in pounds, and believe me, it's not a benefit whatsoever, it will show you on the screen the cost of your purchase in a currency that's familiar to you, but this really should not be enough to sway what will essentially be a terrible foreign exchange transaction for you when you're buying that meal in Spain, France, or Italy. So in short, say no to dynamic currency conversion, and when you're asked whether you want to pay in pounds or euros, and you're from the UK, always select to pay in the local currency. So you may ask, how can I keep in the loop on exchange rate markups and how can I outwit these dynamic currency conversion monsters? Quite simply, download a currency converter app from the iTunes store. It's a very nice way to keep in the loop whether you're at a market and you're being quoted 50 euros or $80 for a certain product. There are hundreds of free apps out there that in a second will let you know what the true cost of that purchase will be in your familiar currency. So next time you're in a store or a restaurant and you're given the choice to pay in home currency or foreign currency, whip out your app, enter the amount you want to be charged in the local currency. If you're from the UK and you're in the USA, enter the dollar value, just as a recap, to see the true cost in British pounds at the perfect exchange rates. Bear in mind, the cost in pounds will be greater as you'll never achieve the mid-market exchange rate on your card when you pay in card or even when you're paying in cash. However, by opting to pay in dollars, in this particular scenario, you'll save between 3 to 6% on, dynamic currency conversion as opposed to selecting to pay in the currency that's familiar to you. So to steer clear of these devilish merchants and avoid these pitfalls, keep in the loop via a currency converter app and you'll win. So again, I've said it 4 or 5 times, always remember the golden rule when traveling abroad: pay in the local currency to avoid the pitfalls of dynamic currency and conversion. I'll say it an 8th time. If you're from the UK and you're in a Spanish bar and they ask you, do you want to pay in pounds or euros, always select to pay in euros, in the currency of the destination you're visiting. So thank you very much for tuning in to another edition of My Travel Money TV. I'm Daniel Abrahams. I'm the co-founder of MyTravelMoney.co.uk. If you want to follow up from this video, get in touch. I'm at Dan_currency on Twitter. Alternatively, you can email me directly at daniel@mytravelmoney.co.uk. Thank you so much for tuning in.